And when me and my girlfriend went upstairs to the parents' bedroom, I remember we saw the door slightly opened. And when I took a peek, you guys do not want to know what I saw. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to a super insane story. So today's story actually all takes place back in my grade 9 year. Now in grade 9, if you guys don't know, I actually had a girlfriend, and this girl was actually really cute, but at the same time, she was super clingy. If you guys don't know what clingy means that she was really always trying to get my approval on everything, and she kept flirting with me, and she kept basically being, well, nearly obsessed with me. Obviously for most men this wasn't a big deal, but for me it was. And I remember she would always want to stay near me and by my side even throughout high school. Like, I am not joking. I think every day since I started dating her in high school, she would be there like 80% of my day and always by my side, which gets really annoying, especially when you're trying to hang out with your friends. I remember one time though, she ended up actually walking up to me and she ended up telling me, "Hey Bubba, I was just wondering, my parents said it would be cool if I could invite you to family dinner. So like, is it cool if you do come over? Like, please?" I remember I didn't really want to go because, to be honest, like, this was me in grade 9. Like, this was just any basic high school relationship. And let's be real here, guys. Most high school relationships don't last. But me, I remember I felt bad, and I remember she kept looking at me straight in my eyes, and I didn't really know what to say. So I ended up looking away and basically saying, okay, well, to be honest, I'd rather not go because, like, I don't know, I don't think I'm ready to meet your parents yet. By the way, I was only dating this girl for like 3 months. So this was like a month in our relationship. I remember she got really upset when I said no, basically, and she ended up walking off for the first time, which was kind of insane. But me thinking that, you know, she would get over it, well, I was severely wrong, because what ended up happening next, I swear, was really just weird. Because I remember one time I was sitting in the school cafeteria with me and the boys, and we were just all talking about some video games that we wanted to play when we got home, and out of nowhere, my girlfriend ends up walking up to me, going on her knees and begging me to come over. Like, I am not joking. She was on her knees saying, "Bubba, please just come over. I really want you to come meet my parents. Please. It'll be super exciting. I promise you'll have a good time." I remember when she did it in front of my friends and everything, I really had no choice and was basically peer pressured to say yes. So that's what I did. I ended up saying, "Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll come over. Okay, I'm down." And when I did, I remember this girl jumped up for joy and she was super happy. Now, obviously me agreeing to this was actually a severe regret, and I won't lie to you, I was super stressed out because this would be like one of the first times where I actually meet a girlfriend's parents, which is never easy for someone. Later on that day, I remember when I got home, I ended up getting text messages back to back from my girlfriend telling me how excited she was that I was meeting her parents. And me, I didn't really know what to do, and I didn't ask my parents for advice because at the time they didn't know I was dating anyone. So I remember when it became around dinner time, I ended up telling my parents that I would just be downstairs and I didn't want to do anything, when in reality I snuck out my window, got on my BMX bike, and actually rode down to her place. When I rode down to her place, I remember I ended up actually just knocking on the door, and her mom answered. And her mom looked at me saying, "Oh, so you must be the boyfriend." Yeah, hi. Is my girlfriend home?" "Oh yeah, she's home, of course. Here, come on in. We're about to have dinner." And when I walked in, I remember my girlfriend was freaking out, super excited that I was there. And on top of that, we all ended up sitting at family dinner. Now, me sitting at family dinner with a girlfriend's parents, usually what you expect is these two parents interrogating you and basically trying to figure out who you are. But this family dinner was none of that, because I remember as I was sitting there the whole time, the father and mother of my girlfriend kept flirting with each other across the kitchen table. Like, it got to the point where they started biting their lips very, well, disgustingly, and I won't lie to you, I almost couldn't eat from how weird it was. I remember I ended up looking at my girlfriend and she ended up basically telling me that this was normal somehow, which makes no sense to me, because like, when you bring your boyfriend for the first time over for a family dinner, don't you expect to get interrogated? Like, I was expecting a whole shebang, but I guess not, because the only banging that ended up happening was, I remember after dinner, me and my girlfriend, we ended up going downstairs, and right away we ended up basically sitting in her bedroom watching a movie, which ended up leading up to me and her doing the devil's tango. And boy, when I tell you what happened next, you guys are going to be shocked, but not as shocked as me seeing that 84.6% of you guys aren't subscribed. So I would highly just press that subscribe button if you enjoy these stories. But going on with the story, I remember as me and her were in the middle of doing the devil's tango, I ended up hearing a super weird noise upstairs. Now this noise, I didn't know what it was, and I kept basically like, you know, questioning what it was. But at the same time, I noticed that the noise that was coming in to the room wasn't from actually our room. So as I'm looking around in the middle of the Devil's Tango, I remember I ended up basically seeing a vent above my girlfriend's bed where there was weird noises coming out of. I ended up basically getting super annoyed from the noises, and I ended up laying down beside her, wearing absolutely nothing, by the way, and questioning her, saying, yo, babe, I'm just curious, what's that noise? Oh, that's probably just my parents upstairs. What are they doing up there? Oh, just don't worry about it. Here, let's just keep going. I'm not done yet. No, babe, I'm actually curious. Like, what's going on up there? Babe, why are you so curious? I'm just wondering. And right after I said that, a loud crash ended up coming from upstairs. And at that moment, I got worried. I remember I ended up putting on my pants and underwear on, and I was shirtless, by the way. I ended up going out through the hallway and actually going up the stairs to see what was happening. As I was heading up there, though, my girlfriend was right behind me, and she was just making sure I was safe. But she kept telling me over and over to basically not annoy her parents and doing whatever. But me, I was so filled with curiosity and actually super worried about the loud crash that I heard from earlier. But once I got upstairs and I saw the door was slightly open, this was the moment of my biggest regret, because right as I ended up hearing a loud noise and I ended up hearing some moaning coming from the bedroom, I ended up slightly opening it, and right as you know it, I saw both of her parents doing the Devil's Tango. And it was one of the most disgusting sights to see, because her mom was like, well, I want to say overweight, and her dad was like, well, a pencil. So me seeing this giant woman on top of this tiny man that was smaller than I was at the time was actually very concerning. And when I was looking at them and I saw them doing the Devil's Tango, I ended up basically like staring, questioning what in the world am I looking at? But right as I was staring at them, out of nowhere, her dad saw me at the door and starts freaking out, saying, oh, I'm so sorry you have to see this. And out of nowhere, they both like basically ended up getting clothes on as fast as possible. And then all of us ended up going to the living room and having a sit down talk about basically the safety of how you should be safe during the Devil's Tango. It was one of the most awkward conversations because at the time there was two couples in the house doing the Devil's Tango. But boy, will I say it was the most embarrassing thing I ever had to go through. But at the same time though, the secret of not getting walked in on is following for more embarrassing stories just like this one. Peace out, guys.